Battle through the heavens, Grand World. Chapter 175 Ambush. The flat sand is yellow into the sky. When Xiao Yan first saw the star-severing mountain range, this sentence immediately popped up in his head without any warning. The endless mountain range extended to the end of his line of sight like a giant dragon. The entire mountain range was red in color. On the mountain range, one could see a few dots of green embellishments. Most of them were desolate, and an ancient aura assaulted their faces. It was a feeling of desolation that shook their hearts. The boundless plain where Xiao Yan was standing at a glance revealed what he was looking at. There were only large swaths of barren land. There were also many towering mountains on the plain. However, compared to the star-severing mountain range, they were nothing. Whether it was in terms of scale or imposing manner, they could not be compared to the latter. This is the star-severing mountain range. It is indeed majestic. Looking at the red mountain range that was still rising and falling at the end of the horizon, Xiao Yan was deeply shocked. In the illusion realm, he had learned some things about the star-severing mountain range from Elder Yi. It was said that before the other domains were created, this place was a vast ocean. Later on, during the immemorial period, it was said that there were several almighty experts fighting here. A storm raged, and the mountains and seas were overturned. After a fierce battle, the ocean was filled up. The war between the various domains a million years ago had caused the sun and moon to lose their luster. In order to kill the enemy, a few experts from the star domain had changed the movement of the Earth's crust, causing the star-severing mountain range to surge out. Finally, they set up a formation and killed the enemy. Blood flowed onto the star-severing mountain range, and after absorbing the blood of the Supreme Saint, the star-severing mountain range seemed to have gained its own spirituality. It continued to extend and grow until it finally became a majestic mountain range that spanned across the southern part of the star domain. A million years had passed. No one knew when it had started. There were some treasures left behind by the Supreme Saint that had quietly spread here, causing many people to rush over. Of course, they did not discover anything. However, there were many spirit beasts here. Some dangerous places did not lack good things. Hence, a large number of people built their residences here. They formed the mercenary corps, which wanted to hunt for treasures. As time passed, there were more and more residences here, as this place was not under the jurisdiction of any prefecture. Therefore, some of the criminals had come here, and even more illegal items had come here to trade. In less than 100 years, this place was already a chaotic heaven. Xiao Yan could not help but smile when he thought of this. This place was simply a replica of the Black Corner region. It was not much inferior to the Black region in the spiritual Sky City. This place was a place where one risked one's life to seek wealth. After finding the right direction, Xiao Yan looked at the vast plain and the faintly visible red mountain range in front of him. The scarlet sun shone on the plain, making it look tranquil and rough. Xiao Yan's blood boiled in his chest, and his heroic spirit rose. He could not help but roar towards the sky. With a thought, the Xiaoao rushed out of his body like a flame. When he saw the scene in front of him, the Xiaoao was extremely excited. Its four hooves continuously stomped on the ground, and it could not help but roar towards the sky. Xiao Yan immediately felt the anger that he had been holding in his chest for several days disappear. He turned around and sat on the back of the Xiaoao. He shouted in high spirits, "Xiaoao, let's go." The Xiaoao could not help but become excited. It let out a howl. Its four hooves were like the wind as it ran forward. It heard the whistling sound of the wind beside its ears. Xiao Yan's mind relaxed. Starting from auspicious rich city. Until he came out of the Xiao clan, he had been carefully interacting with experts. Under their gazes, he had to do something that he had no choice but to do. It was as if everything had been arranged, although he didn't have to worry about it. However, that feeling made Xiao Yan feel as if he had lost the freedom of his heart. The anger in his heart increased. In this place, he had gotten rid of all the interference from the powerful experts. He was the only one who could do whatever he wanted. The feeling of having freedom in his heart made him feel good. At this moment, he was the real Xiao Yan. The Xiaoao was like a speeding flame that carried Xiao Yan as it sped along. At the same time, it released its inner emotions. The red plains, along with the flames, were filled with flying dust and dust, which gave the plains, which had been silent for a long time, a strange liveliness. The next day, Xiao Yan came out of a cave. The sandstorm that had swept through the night before had completely disappeared. The gentle morning light sprinkled down, making it seem especially tranquil and warm. The Xiao beside him also rushed out, bathing in the sunlight and appearing exceptionally lively. Swoosh! Suddenly, a rushing wind sound appeared. Before Xiao Yan could react, an iron arrow whistled over and shot towards the unprepared Xiao. The tip of the arrow flickered with a fluorescent light and was filled with a murderous aura. The Xiao, who was having fun, seemed to have sensed this sharp killing intent and was slightly startled. Its body moved, narrowly avoiding the iron arrow. The iron arrow flew past the Xiao's head. When it hit the huge rock behind Xiao Yan, the rock suddenly exploded. Rocks flew everywhere. The power of the iron arrow did not decrease. It continued to shoot into the distance, and didn't stop until it hit a huge rock 100 meters away. Xiao Yan's heart sank when he sensed the power contained on the metal arrow. This kind of lethality would cause him to suffer quite a serious injury even if he was hit by it. Although he did not know what would happen if the Xiao was hit, looking at the power of this arrow, it was obvious that it wanted to kill the Xiao with one arrow. When he thought of this, fury instantly surged into Xiao Yan's eyes. His eyes immediately looked in the direction where the iron arrow came from. About 100 meters away, there were a few huge rocks that were as tall as a person. These huge rocks were rugged and could hide from the enemy. Xiao Yan coldly snorted. With a flip of his palm, the blue flame ruler that had been strengthened by the Great Elder appeared in his hand. The sneak attack missed, and a few people walked out from behind the huge rock. Xiao Yan looked over. The leader was a hunchbacked old man with a snake-shaped walking stick. Behind him were 3 strong men. 2 of them were holding machetes, and the other was holding a bow. They were frowning as they looked at the Xiao, which was safe and sound. It actually dodged it. This spirit beast is not ordinary. The man with the bow looked at the Xiao in disbelief. He mumbled to himself. His black scale bow was a middle-grade spirit weapon, and that iron arrow had reached the level of a low-rank spirit weapon. He had also used all his strength to shoot it, but he had not managed to kill this fire horse spirit beast with a single arrow. If your skill level is not good enough, then don't find an excuse. What a waste, you actually wasted a precious black iron arrow. When the old man heard the middle-aged man mutter to himself, he coldly snorted and said. Looking at the 4 people 100 meters away, Xiao Yan narrowed his eyes. Among these 4 people, except for the old man, who might have already reached a strength that far exceeded that of an emperor, the other 3 middle-aged men had only just advanced to the emperor realm. This kind of strength. In the past, Xiao Yan might still be afraid, but now with the heavenly weapon in his hand and the toughness of his body, he was no weaker than any emperor. With Xiao Yan's strength of 3 monarch spirit, he didn't put these 4 people in his eyes at all. Since they had launched a sneak attack, he had nothing to say to them. There was only one word he could say to them: attack. With this thought in mind, the corner of Xiao Yan's mouth revealed a trace of a cold smile. He patted the furious Xiao's big head on the side. Xiao Yan's body moved, and at the highest realm of 9 revolving wind swimming was unleashed, and he rushed towards the 4 people in the distance. Chapter end. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.